Good morning, ladies of First Jurisdiction. My name is Adrienne Henderson Sutton, and I am the president of the Sewing Circle Artistic Fingers. And this morning, I'm going to do a short tutorial showing you how to make a holiday wreath. Now, we are limited on time, so if I'm going too fast for you, just make sure that you write down my email information at the end of this presentation. Now, what you're going to need, you are going to need, and I already started this a little bit so that we could save on time. You're going to need, and you could get everything from the Dollar Tree. So you're going to need a brief frame. You're going to need some pipe cleaner because this is how you're going to attach your mesh. You're going to need three mesh um, for your wreath. You're going to need some flowers, and you can put a few other things. I use bells, um, ornaments, bulbs, so I could fill in. So what you would do is you would start adding your pipe cleaner to your reef frame. So you're going to add it to the first two. You're going to add your pipe cleaner to the first two to uh to the first two layers. And then what you'll do is you'll continue doing that all the way around. And then what you'll do is you will add your mesh by putting it in between your pipe cleaners. So I usually do about 8 inches of mesh in between every one. It's about 8 inches, give or take. So I'll do that all the way around for the first set. And then what I do is go ahead and, um, you know, pull my mesh apart so that we can have a fuller wreath. We go ahead and pull the mesh apart. And then what you can do after you do that, you go ahead and get this filled in. So I put flowers, I add bows. Now, you can make your own bows. It's really, really easy. What I do is about 10 inches. I'll measure out 10 inches and then fold over, and then make uh, triangles at the end of each end so that you could have your bows. So then I go ahead and make my bows. Okay. And then what'll happen is once you make your bows, you make those, and those will go on top of, you're going to still using that same um, pipe cleaner. Is going to go inside the pipe cleaner, and then you're going to twist it. And then what you'll do is take, so that you can hide the pipe cleaner, you'll put a flower on top. That's where you'll use your glue gun to do that. Okay. Now, so you'll continue to do this, but if you want, you can do like I did. Excuse me. I cheated a little bit. So what I did was I was able to find some bows and some mini bows. And so if you don't want to go through the hassle of doing your own bows, you can also do the mini bows. And when I show you the finished product at the end, you'll be able to see that. So we go ahead and finish this process, put our florals in. If we want to put some bulbs on here to fill in, then we go ahead and redo the same process again for the outside. And you want to make sure that you have as little bit of the actual frame showing as possible so that it'll look full. It won't look like you ran out of um, materials to make your wreath. So that's what you want to do. Now, what I like to do too is I don't like to waste anything. So once I get my mesh put on my frame, I go ahead and fluff out my mesh. But sometimes you have some little spots. So like for instance, at the bottom here, at the bottom, um, you will have here where it's open a little bit. So what I do is just take my single pieces and I go ahead and put my single pieces, I'll fill in with my single pieces. But I do that at the end once I've done the whole thing, once I've done created my whole frame. Then I go ahead and fill in with my leftover pieces. Um, I use bells. Um, Depending, I might use something bigger like this to put on the wreath, but you could use whatever you choose. Make sure that your wreath depicts your personality. So if you're very simple and you don't like a lot on your wreath, you could go ahead and just do a simple wreath. It's the same process. It just depends on how much stuff you want. But what you want to make sure that your wreath is full and that you can make sure that you fill in as much as possible. Okay. So once you've done both of those, the inner and you've done the outer for your wreath, then you start filling in, like I said, with your florals. So, you want to fill in with your florals because you might see like a little gap. You want to fill in with the floral, fill in with the floral. And once you um, get the hang of this, it really gets fun. You can invite girlfriends over. You could do it for a women's fellowship where you all can do it all together. It's a great bonding exercise that you could do with the ladies of your church, the young girls of your church. Is really a great bonding. Me and my girlfriends, we do it a lot during the holidays. They'll come over, we'll have a charcuterie board, some beverages, and we're making different wreaths and other different crafts just to get a time for us to get together. It's for bonding. So that's what we do. So once you've done all of that, then you will come up with your actual wreath. As you can see, I have my little bows. I cheated. I have my little bows on there, but this is what the final product will look like. You know, don't worry if it doesn't look like this. It doesn't have to look like this. But if you notice, I have no gaps. Don't want any gaps. Okay. So keep in mind when you're doing this, it needs to be customized to what your taste is, not what my taste is, what your taste is. So happy crafting. And I hope that you all are able to make yourself a holiday wreath. Enjoy.